Interesting. We have a variety of things to keep me busy every day. Challenging, that's my boss, and rewarding, the team. I've got a great team I work with.
Challenging, fun, and frustrating. As the business has grown, a lot of the administrative tasks have been moved away from us, and that's allowed the regional managers to move to a focus on placement. So that's a large proportion of our role now.
Now we've got a team of 2 full-time and 1 part-time staff in the office here supporting me, so that's been the biggest change. I can delegate and focus more on the bigger picture stuff and the recruitment.
Probably the increase in number of ARs and managing my time management around supporting the growth of the AR numbers and how best to support them moving forward, something I'm still working on.
We started off with 12 people in the team and we've now grown to 35. We've had some changes in processes, things like compliance and induction, but that's not the end of it. There's always more to be done.
Educating insurers about our model and how best to service our model.
Helping ARs think about their business strategically rather than tactically. It's really easy to work in the business, but they really also need to work on the business. They need to think about what their business will look like in 5 years' time or 3 years' time.
Probably the most difficult part of the role is balancing my time, and unfortunately sometimes because of that prioritisation I can't spend as much time as I would like with some issues.
Three letters are SKM. 1 month prior to renewal, a massive $60 million fire. The insurer withdrew. We convinced the insurer to give us an extension of 1 month, and then we had to find placement in all available markets, all outside Australia, for a $70 million limit of liability on a distressed account for recycling. And that took us a good part of 3 months to do. We utilised about 50 underwriters throughout the London market to do the placement.
That's one of our brokers, Kirsty Young, down in Wellington, had a big account. It was a difficult risk to place. It was solar panel installations throughout the Pacific Islands, and we got that placed. Fraser did a fantastic job with her and getting it placed through Chase and Carroll's. A very senior person in Aon contacted Kirsty and fairly much congratulated her, saying, "We couldn't get it placed. How did you do it?"
Look, my success stories are seeing the startups develop from having, zero portfolio up to running a successful and diverse business.
Each AR has different goals. One approach doesn't fit all. We have established ARs and new startups, and they all have different needs and require different support.
Being a good people person, particularly being a good listener.
I find myself being a bit of a buffer sometimes between the member brokers and perhaps the insurers in particular, or some of our suppliers when things are not going right. Anything to help them grow their business, so it could be efficiencies and how they're managing their business, their processes, but probably more so business development opportunities and aligning them with different referrers.
It's key to focus on development of our partners' relationships so that the doors are open for our ARs to approach the underwriters. In addition to that, I like to focus on the schemes opportunities that present themselves to ARs from time to time.
How I can best support their business, establish clear communication lines, develop effective distribution channels with insurers.
PSC promotes itself as having a strong service-orientated model, and to that end, I try and exert a very strong customer service ethic.
Dave Gilligan Penfold. He gets the ferry to work every day. He gets to go to just about every corporate event that the All Blacks are playing in. Life would be good.
I would have to say Tony Walker, but only on the day that he gets invited to the World Cup rugby final.
Absolute no-brainer. That would be Westy because he brings the alcohol.
Max Snowball, I think, very practical man, Max, and I've seen his designs for a jet-propelled kayak already, so that could come pretty handy.
Probably Adam Bretherton, because Adam's a North Melbourne supporter in the AFL, and I believe if you're going to be stuck on a deserted island, it's probably best to be with someone who has more issues than you do.
I think I'd have to say Brett Bedwell. Brett's one of those guys I hardly ever hear from, very low maintenance, and he just gets things done. So he's very resourceful, and I think he'd be a great one to survive on a deserted island. I think that's definitely helping people. You know, from the day-to-day tasks they ask me to assist with, to helping them map out their longer-term strategies and helping them achieve those results.
Definitely working with the ARs and getting to know them over the past 3 years and seeing them succeed in their business, plus also getting to know their families has been personally rewarding to me.
I get a huge amount of enjoyment out of convincing some brokers to join us as new member brokers, and I know that they will be good at what they do and enjoy it, and finally convincing them into joining and them calling me and saying, I wish I did this years ago.
Simply being part of such a great success story that's good for not just PSC Connect but every successful AR that we have on our books.
For me, it's been a great 3 years. It is about the ARs, and the management team does focus on that. But it's just a great place to be, and it's rewarding and personally satisfying. I love working with the ARs. It is all about them. I care about them personally and their growth in their business, and it's a nice place to come to work every day.
Love my job. Love working with the ARs. They're good fun. It's just a really good place to be.